Bees Golf Studio presents Tip It Out Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brandon, Blake, and Noah.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to hole number 3 of Tip It Out Podcast. Pretty eventful kind of last weekend, last couple days. We'll get into a little bit more of that. First off, before we get too into everything, I have something to ask you guys. So I think it was Saturday morning. I was getting ready for the day, and I went to go put my pants on, and I'm like a left leg first guy when I put my pants on, and I started putting my pants on with my right leg, and it was the most awkward thing I have ever done in my life. I mean, I consider myself an athlete. Like, look at me, pure athleticism. But
you're reading weight.
But I went to put on these pants with my right leg first, and I'm pretty sure I about fell over. Like, what leg do you guys put on? Have you ever tried with the other leg?
I'm not weird, so I don't really think about it. I'm a left shoe first person though.
Okay, I'm a right. I'm a right.
Definitely go right leg first.
I don't think it matters.
So you're a psycho.
Okay. Well,
yeah, sure.
Next time you go put pants on, seriously, try it. Try to put on whichever leg you go for right away. Just be like, no, we're gonna try the other leg, and genuinely think about how awkward that feels. It's fucking insane. Like, I literally felt like I didn't know how to stand. Like, I felt like a fucking newborn deer. It was wild. But speaking of wild weather over there at the Pebble Beach. We were unable to finish the tournament. So the tournament was cut short to 54 holes with Wyndham Clark winning on that shortened tournament. What did you guys kind of see? What did you guys take from that tournament?
Go ahead, Blake.
I mean, that inch away from a 59 was pretty gross. But other than that, I mean, have a day by him, because his first 2 rounds, 67's low, but he was even par the first day. So kind of sucks a little bit, but he's trending. I'm not a crazy Wyndham guy, but it was pretty cool to see that, I guess. I was really hoping for the 59. Would have been pretty dope.
Yeah, I was actually hoping for less than 59. What was he? 10 under through 11 or something?
He was
and then makes the bogey on 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're 10 under through 11, like 59 is definitely in play, especially with 2 par 5s, but
with a bogey too.
58, 57, that was a hell of a bogey though. I was watching that live, and I didn't see his second shot. I just saw his third shot, and then my dad's like, he just made that, and I'm like, no, it said he bogeyed. He goes, no, he just made that, putt off the fringe or whatever, because I just saw it go in. And so I looked at my app, and yeah, sure enough, he hit it in the bunker and out of fried egg or whatever, and that was a hell of a bogey to come away with, especially going left-handed, which I don't know if that was necessarily the correct play or not. It looked kind of like he didn't get it that close. He definitely could have got it closer, or just as close with right-handed, I would think. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I don't recall it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it, but no, I mean, that was really cool to watch. I watched a lot of his round, and just the putts he was making and the feet of putts he was making in specific was just absolutely mind-boggling. But I'm going to bring it up every week. JT is back in form, and I kind of called it before the season. So I'm watching it all season, and I'll let you know every week.
We'll see whose team he ends up being on later. If you know, you know.
Just saying. Go ahead and take
it.
That's pretty sad by Jordan's play, though, if I'm going to be honest. He played pretty well last week, and then he came in this week and just not having it.
I mean, look at his golf.
But Jordan's one of those guys, though, that I don't think can compete going too deep, you know? I mean, he's a
He was pretty low last week.
I understand, but he obviously wasn't the lowest. Like he's a guy that, I mean, he makes some bogeys and makes good pars. Like that's his game, and I don't think, averaging 6 or 7 under a round is his type of tournament.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got other guys that do it, but he's not going to go low consistently. But speaking of talking about things week in and week out, how about Ricky looking hot and then just going cold? I want to root for him so badly. I just want him to get back to form, and I just can't get it there, I guess.
Jason Day and his ugly clothes are still up there.
They're not
They're
as
still
ugly
playing
anymore,
well.
unless
That
they're
rain
just growing on me. I didn't see the rain suit. Yeah, but I have here on my notes, one thing that I wanted to talk about was that this 54-hole tournament, a lot of people, initially probably are like, oh man, that really sucks. He basically only had to win, after 3 days. There was guys that were going to play better. Probably like odds of Wyndham Clark winning the tournament may have been pretty slim. There was a guy that I liked. If it had to go to today, I think Ludwig Aberg was actually going to be probably a pretty good favorite to win that tournament consistently all week. He was just playing really well. But people are going to go to, things like that, like, oh, Ludwig, kind of got screwed out of a chance to fight for that tournament, on Sunday. But at the same time, I want people to understand that there may be some guys that probably benefited from it. I mean, obviously, Wyndham Clark being one gets handed the win, but there was probably some guys, we haven't seen a lot of. I mean, Matthew Pavon, he just won. But at the same time, but at the same time, who's to say that a guy like that doesn't go out and shoot 73 on Sunday and slides down to a T26 instead of whatever he got, like a top 10, I think. So I think there's guys that benefited from it too. Some of those guys that didn't have to worry about pressure because there was no Sunday nerves because they didn't know it was the last day of the tournament. And then one other thing I saw, some guy made a bet, and I'd be curious if they pay it out. So after round 3, he took every single person that was in the top 10 and put down a parlay for them to finish in the top 10 for all 10 of those guys. And it was like $100 to win like $1 million.
There's no way.
There's zero chance on that.
There's no way they allow that.
But it's curious. I saw it as a storyline, and I'd be curious to see. I don't think they're going to pay it out either, but I noticed that, and that'd be kind of crazy if they did. It's kind of smart by him. I mean, we're not smart enough to think about that.
Also, don't have the money.
I mean, $1 to win. What is that, like 10 grand?
I said what I said.
No, Greta wouldn't let you do that. She wouldn't let you pay $1.
No. I mean, if it was guaranteed, maybe. If it was guaranteed to give me a 10 grand. But so
I would. I did those tweets that were going around though that day. Like, meet us on the par 3. Like that would have been some fun TV. That would have been sick. Because I think JT's like, it's just a chip 5-iron into a 40-mile-an-hour wind off to the left going towards the water. That'd been sick. That'd been so fun to watch.
Well, was it Tony that hit a driver into 7 on the practice round, messing around with the wind?
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't see that clip? That was like on Wednesday. Did you see that, Noah?
I don't think I saw Tony do that, but I saw what's his name? Can't remember who it was, but they just like hit a full 3-iron from 100 yards and it came up short.
Jeez,
it was funny.
Disgusting.
That's crazy. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys here, kind of transition into what we're going with. We got Wyndham Clark, who wins the AT&T Pro-Am this week and moves up from 10 to, I believe, 4th. I'll put up the clip here in a sec. But then we got Joaquin Niemann, who shoots one stroke better, on one of his rounds this week in the Live Golf Tournament, and shoots 59, wins the Live Golf Tournament, and moves down in the official world golf ranking. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull that up here. We'll go ahead and talk about it. What do we think about the Live versus PGA stuff? We haven't got a lot into it. We haven't really talked about it too much, but just curious to see what your guys' thoughts on it all is.
I mean, I think they're two completely different entities. So I don't really. It's hard for me to even say one or the other. The competition I don't think is strong. There's 7 guys maybe that can go out and win a Live event by themselves, and that's about it, in my opinion. But I do like the
top golfers.
I do like the scheme of things. I do like how they air things with like on the green they have like a little tracer with like a little target for the ball to go in, and it's like I wish the PGA Tour would do that a lot more, or at all. I think that stuff's kind of cool. It keeps people interested in it. So,
yeah, I love Live. I think it's awesome. I haven't watched it too much, but I think it's more so that it's obviously working. They got top tier players. They may not have top to bottom, tier players that the PGA Tour may have, but I mean, you got guys where it's like Bryson DeChambeau on a team, and then some guy that used to be a amateur or whatever. I can't remember who's all on his team, but you got these top name guys and you got these bottom name guys, and obviously it's working because these top guys are going. One thing that I think, and I haven't watched a ton of it, I watched a little bit of it, but the media, kind of like you were saying, the video that they put out, the airing is just day and night better than the PGA Tour. I mean, the PGA Tour is doing the same thing they've done since, Tiger was winning every tournament ever played. Like, it hasn't changed, and people are getting bored of it. They're getting tired of it. And I think Liv's done a good job of making it interactive. And I know there's been a lot of flack on the PGA Tour with the way they air things. What do you guys, if you guys had to have one way to watch golf the rest of the way out here, would you rather watch it like Live, or would you rather watch it with what we have, generally with the PGA Tour week in and week out? No,
I'd watch. It'd have to be PGA Tour.
I would say PGA Tour too, and like they're like you're saying though, like certain parts of Live are good and like how they do things, but one thing you got to take into account is, and I haven't watched a ton of it either, but I've watched a little bit, and there's too much that they're trying to do. And I'm a golf traditionalist by heart, so I mean this kind of takes into that effect, but there's too much that they're
still
trying to
blares
do
music on the course though.
that kind of distracts the viewer from viewing golf. Like the whole team like thing kind of gets in the way at times, and then like because it's a golf tournament, like they're not playing in teams. I mean, they are playing in teams, but you know what I mean. Like they're playing individually on a golf course trying to win a tournament, just like PGA. But they're still showing this team stuff. They got a ton of music on. I mean, it kind of just looks like buddies playing, and like that's fine. Like whatever, if you want to watch that, you can watch that. But I'm in it for the bigger crowds, the more engaged crowds, which PGA has. Obviously, Lives new, so that's part of the reason. But it's just golf. I mean, obviously they need to do a much better job actually showing every shot. But the way their tournaments are run are, and the format, everything, whatever, is just night and day better. So
yeah. So back to the music thing is, I think they're doing way too much with the music. The music is, I think I saw actually there's a tweet. I don't have the media for it, but we all know Monday Q Info on Twitter or X. He's got a perfect tweet I read this morning. It's something about he just goes out and all the things he likes about it. And one thing he mentioned, he was just like, the music is atrocious. He goes, at one point, John Rahm he doesn't know why, he stepped off the ball and kind of restarted everything. And then he gets over to the ball, and that's where the beat drops for the music. So he's like, steps away, stands back over the ball. And as soon as he stands back over the ball, getting ready to hit, the beat just drops on the music, and everybody, I think he stepped back again or something. But if you guys have the time, go look at Monday Q Info's tweet, because it was perfect. He just kind of laid it all out. Like you kind of get to watch who you want to watch. I mean, literally everything we said. The video, the way they air things is awesome. He goes, kind of what you said. Noah said that they push the team aspect way too much. he was talking about Joaquin and Sergio going down the stretch, and they're talking about the team atmosphere, which I don't like the team stuff. I mean, it's kind of cool. It gives
I like it. I do.
It's got to be better though. It's I didn't watch the playoffs. I think the playoffs might have been kind of cool, but I don't know.
My take on it though is, I mean, we're also guys who love the game and have been in the game for, I mean, a while now, where you have the game growing, especially after COVID. What's everybody's opinion on that? Like the people that are coming into the game that are like just learning and just wanting to get into it. Liv's cool to that. That's so cool for everybody like that who are growing and trying to be into the game. The PGA is boring. I mean, it is, where you can get something where it's a team aspect and you can see a team type deal. And then you see some crazy weird stuff, loud music, people pounding beers. That's the same kind of aspect you get when you go to a member guest. Like, I think that part of it is super cool. And that's why hole 16 this weekend is like the best hole in golf. It's
the PGA Tour is showing they can do that.
I get that, but like at the same time, like if you're coming into golf, like if you're just getting into golf, at least what like got me into golf, or like what I looked at was like if you're watching a live tournament, just getting into golf, and you see a random amateur coming out of college that you've never heard of, that signed a contract with live, and like even if you don't know who they are, you didn't know that, but you watched them, where is their career going to go?
Yeah,
how are you going to watch his career progress when they can't play in majors, they're not exempt to all the biggest tournaments in the world, and they're just some kind of far-fetched, like they're just kind of put off to the side because I mean, Liv doesn't have good enough players. They have to show the top 15 guys.
Yeah, for the history book though, I don't think those guys give a crap. I don't think they care. They're still going to have their PGA guys. Like, I grew up with Russell. Like, I loved Russell Henley. He was the dog's dog. Like when I started getting into golf, like in high school and everything. Like
wasn't he a bulldog too? Wasn't he a Georgia bulldog?
A Georgia bulldog. Yeah,
he was a dog's dog.
He's a dog's dog. I thought he was. And I follow him. I still follow him. I think he's someone that I have starred on my Masters thing every single year. But it's like in that sense,
we'll see whose team he's on.
What?
We'll see whose team.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't think the people with like the live. I don't think they really care. I think they see the funness in it and they want to keep that. Now, also being a traditionalist and everything like that, the respect that you're supposed to have on a golf course when you're going out shaking hands and you're supposed to be respectful and you're supposed to be quiet and you're not supposed to talk when someone's doing something. You're supposed to be like a gentleman. It's a gentleman's game. I think live kind of counteracts that. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think the modernizing of it is good, but I see a lot of pros and I see a lot of cons just from where the game has been or where it could be. So
yeah, I mean, I think
that's my opinion.
Once we release the Tip It Out tour and everybody kind of goes and joins that, we'll be the nice little the medium ground for the live and the PGA Tour players. We'll have that history, but we'll have that music playing too. But I think there's two, general group of guys that benefit from live. It's your Ian Poulters. They have tenure. They're gonna go. They're good enough that if they have to go kind of qualify or whatever, they'll find a way into majors. You guys got guys like Phil.
Get him out of debt.
You got guys like Phil that they have sponsors. Like those guys are getting it in there. They're getting in the tournaments whether they qualify or not. So those guys kind of towards the end of their career or have already kind of made the name for themselves. Those guys are fine. Then you guys got guys like what is Brooks Koepka's brother? Can't remember what his name is. Chase Koepka. So Chase, dude, it's terrible at golf. I'd say that we could beat him. Like he's just not that good, and he's got to go chance to make millions of dollars, Like that's good for him. James Piot, wasn't he the amateur like that kind of went and joined Live? He's, that's the type of guy that maybe he was like, oh shit, I may not be able to make it on tour, but I got this, guaranteed paycheck each week just to go play golf. And, they kind of set themselves up for the future. It's the guys,
Kevin
it's the
Na,
guys like Terrell. Kevin Na, guy that's past his prime. It's the guys though, like it's the guys like Cam Smith and Terrell Hatton that surprise me.
Yeah.
Like you have a chance, like you're a big name, but you're not quite, a legend. Phil Mickelson is a legend. John Rahm, I don't know if he's a legend 30 years from now, but right now he's a legend. Like he's just, those guys have made a name for themselves as some of the best of the best. Now, Terrell Hatton and Cam Smith, you can make that claim, and nobody's going to argue that they're not. But at the same time, they haven't made themselves solidified in that role. So those guys kind of surprised me.
Well, like Matthew Wolff, too. Like, shocked that he went. And then, like, you come and hear about DJ. He's like, dude doesn't want to practice and stuff like that. Which, was it DJ? Or no, it was Brooks. Brooks says that.
It was
like,
both.
just
DJ,
shocks you.
DJ didn't want to grind.
Yeah, didn't want to grind.
He didn't want to grind to the PGA Tour, which is okay. I mean, those two guys were like have kind of their legacy cemented too. So
Yeah.
For them. But no, like I get what you guys are saying, but I just don't. I don't see a huge upside to people going. I mean, unless I mean, obviously we'll see down the line what they do with this framework agreement and see if they let people back into the PGA Tour, do all that, but then you would have to kind of lessen the money, I think, from Live and kind of make it even money, and so people can play whichever tour they want. Like if you want this style of golf, you can play on this tour. You want this style of golf, you can play on this tour. You can cross back and forth. Like if they just let people come back in, people are going to be pissed because all these people are making money for Live and then just coming right back,
Yeah. I just don't like the people that get pushed out if they come back. Those guys that finally got the chance, and then, guys that, for lack of a better word, I don't think they're this at all, but traders, traders to the PGA Tour get to come back and act like nothing's happened. So then these other guys that finally got their shot are now being pushed out, which I don't think is fair.
That's exactly right. I mean, you don't want them to come back like free at least, and you don't really want them back in, but like at the same time, when it comes to majors, you want the best players playing against the best players, and not many of them.
Which for now we have,
but a few of them
for the most part.
That Live.
Well, speaking of that, along with the Joaquin Neiman, thing we were talking about earlier, he was quoting, "And I'm not in the majors." So, what do you guys think? You think Joaquin deserves to be in a major? Like that's like, should you get official World Golf Rankings points for Live? I mean, you're playing really good guys. I understand it's a no-cut event, less players, but should the best of Live, who's not qualified in other ways to majors, be invited? Like, I know they have the sponsors exemptions, but there should be like specific Live sponsors exemptions, I think. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I think it's just hard. I mean, I don't really think they should get World Golf Rankings, but like if they did, you would have to come up with a different way to give them like on a different scale, because it's not the same. I mean, like I was saying, like you can't judge two guys on a different scale and treat them the same, because that's just not how things should work. But I don't know. I think from what I got from his comments was that I think he might regret going to Live a little bit, like because he was one of the first ones,
Yeah.
Like he just kind of, I think he realizes that, hey, I won this Live tournament, but it really doesn't mean all that much to me. Like who cares? I just want to play in majors and I want to win majors, and that's the same thing that Wyndham Clark was just talking about. Like today, his comments were released. I chose PGA Tour over Live for a legacy. I wanted to cement my legacy, and that's what I think, especially those top guys should care about. But
yeah, I mean, for sure, I think so too. A guy like Joaquin, though, like let's say, to your scenario, like if he is regretting going to Live, I mean, there should be consequences, but at the same time, if there's some way for him to get out of his contract with Live, like as a PJ Tour, like, should you let him back in, like, with consequences? I mean, I don't know what those consequences necessarily would be, other than he already lost his status. Like, he's got to earn his status. Maybe he's got to go through Q school again, or go through the Corn Ferry Tour. And, like, obviously he might win those, but if he's willing to go back and go through those, like, why not welcome him back in, if you ask me?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a way at some point, I think, but I'm not sure when.
Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll transition to the golf draft. You guys ready? All right. So no, you mentioned a couple times with having to be able to figure out, different point system or official world golf rankings for Live and PGA Tour. Well, we've kind of done that a little bit here. So as you guys can see on the screen here, we're going to start this fun little new season-long fantasy golf thing that hopefully you guys will be able to kind of follow along a little bit with who's on our team. And each week or each couple of weeks when we do the podcast, we'll put the updated standings. So as you guys can see on your screen there, we're going to go through and we're going to have teams of 7. With those 7 teams or 7 players, we're going to have 5 from the PGA Tour and 2 from Live. So when Live is playing, since they have less tournaments, those 2 will be automatically in our lineup with the addition of 3 PGA Tour players each week. So we'll be able to sub out for our PGA Tour each week. But when Liv's going, those are your 2 guys. So, you got to pick some good guys. You can't sit out a Live golfer. Also, as you guys can see on the screen, we have a couple different point systems for the PGA Tour versus the Live. PGA Tour wise, we'll do winner of it is 50 points. And then we'll go ahead and keep going down all the way to a missed cut. So top 5, top 10. Top 25, top 50, and top 75. Basically, 75 and up is what makes a cut normally. And then if you go ahead and miss a cut, which will be fun, is you actually lose points. I think that'll be an interesting little take on it. And then as you guys can see, kind of the same system for Live Golf, except we kind of split it at around the 35 mark because they only have about 75 players in the field. So let's go ahead and draft some players. Let's see who can get the best team. I randomized our names like 4 or 5 different times. It is a snake draft, so first, second, third, and then third, second, first. And first up with the first pick of the Tip It Out fantasy draft is Noah. Following Noah, it'll be me, and then third up will be Blake. So Noah, the question is JT off the board?
That's a tough one.
You're now on the clock.
Yeah, there's a clock here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I am going to pick JT. He's gonna win a major this. He's gonna win a major this year. I keep saying it, and I'm taking him. So
he won his last major already. He won't win again. Hot take.
Gotta have faith.
All right. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna go. All right. Let me write down JT for you now. But I'm gonna go with Mr. Consistent. I mean, you can't go wrong with him. I gotta take Scotty. He's just. There's no downside. The downside's like top 40. So I got Scotty. Blake, you get 2 here.
I get 2, and number 2 in the official world golf rankings. I can't do it.
You can't pick him?
I just can't do it.
You're gonna leave him up for grabs? What? Why can't you take? And for those of you not knowing, we're talking about Rory.
Not a Rory guy. I'm just not. I just can't do it.
Oh
man, so that leaves me with Victor.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll be taking the Hovland. Even though he's a Cowboy. Just don't really care for Oklahoma State either, but we'll do it.
Well, you can't choose many Nebraska players.
I think I'm just gonna go with guys I like. So I'll go with Victor, and then I'm gonna turn around with
If you take.
Good old Max Homa.
I knew it was fucking Max. God damn it. I wasn't going to pick him next, but like the minute you said guys you like, I started scrolling and like right there, I was like, oh, Max Homa. I'm like, that's who he's taking.
Have to. I think we're set.
On the
Well,
upside,
we could probably end the fantasy draft there.
Yeah, you get 2 players, everybody else gets 1. JT, man, JT's really dropped in the world golf rankings, huh?
Last year was bad for him.
He had a terrible year last year, but he's playing really well this
All
year.
right. Well, I am going to take a little sneaky pick here, and I'm going to get 2 of the top 3 players in the world on my team. So why don't you go ahead and give me Jonathan Rahm, my boy John Rahm from Live Golf. He's the best player. The dude's going to go out and win so many Live tournaments. I'm getting 40 points like every Live tournament. Plus majors. Plus I get him in the majors.
That is sneaky.
That's the best bid. That's the best bid. All right, Noah, I believe you got 2 now too.
I do. Let's see here. Got JT. My first pick is gonna be. I'm gonna follow a Brendan tactic. I'm gonna hope he stays healthy.
Brooks.
But anyway, I'm taking Brooksy because that dude will get top 5 in 3 of the 4 majors this year. So I gotta take Brooksy, and he's my favorite live. He's my favorite live golfer too. So
Blake literally just started typing. I need to know who the Live Golf players are because he's stressed now. He's like, shit. He's like, I gotta start picking the Live guys. I can't wait. I can't save them for the end.
I got my Live guys in the back pocket.
And then next pick, that's a tough one. I am gonna go with. It's a really tough one. We're getting to that meat and potatoes type.
There's still one guy that I'm surprised not taken yet.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Consistent, and I'm gonna take Xander Schauffele.
Yeah,
nice.
I thought he was coming next.
He's never gonna win, but I mean, top 20 every
yeah, dude. He's got to break through. He's got to break through at some point.
God, I hope so. He's such a nice guy.
God, you guys are making this hard for me. This is like. I was watching Draft Day the other day. It was on TV. You guys know that movie with Kevin Costner? And it's like that number one pick just starts to drop in. Nobody's taking him, and they're starting to call and be like, what's wrong with him? What am I missing?
Yep.
Why don't I pick him? Why shouldn't I pick him? Why'd you guys pass on him? And I'm over here looking at I could literally take 1, 2, and 3 in the world on my team right now, and I'm questioning not doing it by not taking Rory. But, like, that's like taking chalk. But I mean, we're talking season-long stuff, and I'm gonna have the top 3 players. Like, fuck it, give me Rory.
You know what's gonna happen here, Blake? He's gonna take the top 3, and it's gonna be like him taking like a minus 200 money line on the money line.
Exactly. Underdog nation over here, bro.
I'm just saying, like, it's a season-long thing.
It is a season-long
thing.
And with
3 more.
With that being said.
Right.
And it being a season-long ordeal, I'm going to take the quiet assassin of Patrick Cantley.
Okay.
It's a sneaky solid pick.
Patrick can't get laid.
I think I got to roll it back right after with the guy that I said on hole 1, our first episode, that I think is going to be underdog.
The lefty
has a putter the size of his head.
The lefty.
Good Brian Harmon.
He's got a putter the size of his head, and his shaft's just as long as his body.
His torso, yeah.
Jeez. He's over here got a 34-inch broomstick putter.
That's my guy.
It's the truth.
That's my guy. Leave him alone.
He probably hasn't had hair since he was 12.
Just make your pick. Get out of here.
Oh man, I'm kind of seeing some Strixon guys on this thing. I might have to save that for the end.
For the brand, baby.
For the brand, baby, FTP. Oh, damn, Matthew Pavon has really skyrocketed up.
Dude,
hasn't
he's
he?
played well every single week. Like, literally.
Ooh, do I take the Iowa guy? Alex Shockey? Is that a
Do
sleeper pick?
it. Go ahead.
Do it. Yeah, I mean,
Qualifies for the U.S. Open, wins it. Just he has to give me
congratulations
something.
on your one tournament.
Oh, shoot. All right, I'm going to take a – should I just keep going shock? I mean, just skip over Victor and Xander and just keep going with the best available. All right, give me Ludwig. I think Ludwig, you little young guys playing, balling out. I think that's definitely a good pick for me. Noah, back on the clock.
Keep taking my guys, dude.
3 more picks.
I'm surprised Ludwig made it back around because you've been talking highly of him.
I was hoping he would drop to me, but
he's gained quite a bit. I mean, he's up to 11 now in the official golf rankings.
I am going to go with. Let's see here. You're gonna have to give me.
What do you think Alex's official world golf ranking is?
It's higher than you think.
Wasn't it at like 300 or something? He said the other day.
You can look it up.
Damn. Taylor Gooch is 394 in the world.
Doesn't surprise me. He doesn't. I mean, he's a live player, so it doesn't.
I know, but it's just wild to see.
That
Such a
stuff's just
good
going to
player.
keep dropping.
That's wild.
All right, I guess give me Big Town for my first one. I think he plays.
Better hope he rolls his ankle in the Masters.
Damn, dude.
I think he plays some tournaments that other players
I think he should
don't,
be deducted points for his crazy color combination outfits.
I think he should be deducted every time he misses a 4-footer. My dumbass decided to pick him for our one and done shit this week, and
I mean, you have Rory, so
Okay, you got one more.
Don't be talking about 4-footers. I was for my second one. I'm gonna go with just a guy I like, Jason Day.
He's trendy, and then all of a sudden something happens.
He had a solid year all last year, pretty much, and he's kind of kept it going. So I think he's becoming more consistent, even though he's kind of older. But,
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
depends when the vertigo hits in, you know.
I gotta stay healthy.
All right, back to me, huh? All right, how many picks do we have left? We got 2 left. I got 3 left.
I have 3 left, right? As well. Noah should have 1. You should have 3. I have 3.
No, Noah's got 2. We have 3.
Okay.
All right, since I got 3, why don't you go ahead? God, is he going to be as consistent as he was last year? I'm not going to take him yet. Give me Tommy.
Tommy's a good pick. I wanted Tommy bad.
Just stealing.
So with that being said, I'm going to take my first live player off of the board.
Ooh, there we go. James Piot off the board a lot earlier than I thought.
With the hottest putter that can be known into the game of golf.
Cameron.
And the sickest mullet, Cam Smith.
That's a good poll. I should have just gone with my live guy right now. So you have to, you got to go. You still got to go one more live guy too. You got to take him now, or you got to take him the next.
and I don't know who I want. And this guy,
Phil's always a good pick, dude.
this guy I'm going to take right now, actually. He deserves to be on this fantasy draft just because he's so fun to watch. You get the highs and the lows and the driver that's way right. But man can cut the ball too. I'm going to take my boy Jordan Spieth.
For half a second, I thought you were going to go with good old Harry Higgs.
You know.
This is his tournament this week. All right. Fuck. Oh. Who do I want? I'm torn between two Strixon guys. Tell me if I should choose the American or the non-American.
Non.
Seth Straka.
Hell yeah, baby, for the brand. My boy Seth. I was also gonna think about Keegan, but
Keegan's good. Yeah, Keegan's good.
But I don't know if he's gonna be as consistent as he was last year.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know.
Not like Sep's much better, but all right. Last two, Noah, I believe you got to pick one live guy too.
I need one live guy. I'll get him out of the way. It's probably a terrible
Long
pick,
hitter?
but literally just because he's exempt in all four majors, I'm gonna go with Dustin Johnson.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. I was lingering.
DJ.
That's who
you're gonna go with? Dude, that's the thing about live though, and we're only limited to two. Is there's a lot of live guys, available.
I was gonna piss all of our viewers off, all of our 8 viewers, and take Patrick Reed, but I didn't. I looked and he's only. I actually kind of like Patrick, and I've always just.
Ryder Cup Patrick Reed is an all time.
And Captain America when he was Captain America for the Ryder Cup, and then at the Masters too when he won, and people still liked him. It was pretty freaking awesome. But he's only exempt at the Masters, so I was like, I just can't take him. But
dude, there's so many good golfers left for live that we could take.
Noah, does Noah have one more?
I have one more. Yeah, it's PGA though. Let's see. Yeah, they're making this hard on me.
I think you're making it hard on yourself.
To take Cameron Young.
Cameron Young. That's not a bad pick.
Long hitter.
All right, I got to pick a live guy for my last one, I believe. No, or not Noah. Blake, you did too, right?
Yes.
There's so many good ones left. I mean, I could go with, I think this is what he said, go with good old par 64.
Par 68.
And he's there. Is he exempt?
He is, yeah.
Two of them.
He's exempt in all four?
I can tell you real fast.
He's not exempt all four.
He's exempt in
he could be.
He's exempt in the PGA Championship, the Masters, U.S. Open, and the Open. He's exempt in all four.
I feel like that's a safe pick. There's some dogs left though on live. Like part of me, do you know who Loki's been playing really well for live that I don't have the balls to take, but I just want to shout him out? Is Sergio.
Yeah, it's been playing well.
I mean,
hey, you remember who got second in the Masters last year?
I don't.
That's your hint. Remember what happened the last day?
Don't. Are you trying to sway me to somebody?
Which one is it? Which one's my left thumb?
Wait.
Clock's
At least
about to run
I
out.
think he got second. Did he not get fifth, or did he get fifth?
Clock's about to run
Who are
out.
you talking about?
Phil Mickelson.
Oh.
He made a storm up the leaderboard the last day and almost won it. You can take him. He's still available. The big lefty.
Give me.
Take Phil.
Give me. Wait. Okay. Real quick. Timeout. No, never mind. We'll talk about it afterwards. Give me DeChambeau.
Going Bryson.
Should have took
It's
Phil.
just he's exempt.
So is
I
Phil.
don't know. All right, Blake. You got back to back, right, or just one? You just got one guy left.
Yeah, I have the last pick.
I mean, I've been saying all night, take Phil, man. You will not be disappointed.
I don't even know who I can take.
Phil Mickelson.
There's a lot of good live guys left. Mark Leishman, I was thinking about taking him.
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna
Take
take Sergio.
So you take Sergio?
I'm taking Sergio. Yep.
All right.
With our last pick of our tip it
Hey-ho.
out fantasy draft.
All right. It's all over. We'll try and post the teams on social media, and we'll keep an updated leaderboard, and go on with that. But for everybody, there's the rules again. Kind of brush up on those, and hopefully you guys think this is fun. And maybe next year we get some guests or something to do it with us. Get people like Alex or our video editor Cole, and just get some more guys in it. I think it'd be pretty interesting. But for now, I'm pretty excited about it. So, all right. So it was a big basketball weekend this weekend. So what we decided to do beforehand, we had a lot of ranked matchups that we kind of wanted to do some picks on. So we kind of did this, off air, and we're going to kind of go over those with you guys. So as you guys can see there, we picked through 6 games, and we had Houston versus Kansas. We had North Carolina versus Duke. We had Baylor versus Iowa State, Kentucky versus Tennessee, Wisconsin, Purdue, and then a fan favorite, or just our favorite, Illinois versus Nebraska. So as you guys can see there, Noah went 2-4, myself went 3-3, and Blake had probably his best betting day of all time, considering I've seen some of his other stuff he's done, and he's barely over 500. He goes 5-1, so pretty good one for him.
Which could have easily been 6-6, but that late Iowa State cover.
6-6. We only picked 6 games.
6-0, my bad. 6-4-6.
Yeah. I mean, you picked the right teams. I love how consistent we are on UNC. I mean, I'm a big UNC guy. Noah obviously is a bigger UNC guy, and Blake just likes to have friends, so he went ahead and picked UNC.
Spot on.
The Houston-Kansas game surprised me a little bit. I'll just go ahead and say my 2 pieces on that. I think Kansas is frauds. I don't think they're that good, and I'm not 100% sold on Houston, but I'm definitely not sold on Kansas. I may be wrong there.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Kansas is down 2 to Kansas State with 19 seconds left in OT. So
Kansas is losing to K-State right now?
By 2 with 19 seconds left in OT.
I don't know.
Dude, it's ranked teams on the road.
Dude, I told you guys, can we just – I sent it in that group Snapchat we had like a month ago, and nobody responded. I literally went through every ranked game, and I'm like, dude, they're like 63 and 75 at this point right now, and nobody decides to say anything. And then ESPN throws up a graphic one last year that was 73% win percentage with ranked teams on the road, and now it's like 48. So you guys can fuck off for that. Give me my credit, but it's not foolproof. What games stood out to you guys? I mean, Blake, you mentioned the Iowa late cover. We'll talk a little more about Nebraska, Illinois, but what else did you guys see?
I mean, the game I'd talk about the most is, I'm huge into Big Ten basketball. The officiating for Purdue and Wisconsin game as well as the Illinois Nebraska game, Big Ten officials really aren't showing out. It doesn't help much with anything of that. But that Purdue, you state that you think KU's frauds. I don't think Purdue's that great of a ball team. I think they have enough and they have enough talent in my mind to just get through things, but I don't think that they can handle the pressure, and I don't think they can handle a lot of that stuff. Now, stating that, they only have 2 losses on the year.
And they have the best resume of anybody.
Yeah,
correct.
but
Teams that they beat
how
is just
many-
ridiculous.
I've been good there, and
But how many years have they
very
done
hot
that?
take, but say that
How
again.
many years have they done that? And they go and they
3.
they
It's
shit
3.
the bed in
I
the
don't-
they shit the
I
bed in the
don't feel like
tournament.
I don't feel like they've had as hard of a non-conference schedule the past couple of years as they did this year.
Yeah,
That's
I could
true.
be wrong.
they
That is
so I
screwed
don't think they
themselves on the
have.
games, but man,
But they're the same team. The guy that stood out for me for that is Jones
yeah.
for Purdue. He's the one that's really taken a step up this year. I mean, you got Braden Smith and
I
Fletcher
think
Loyer.
Braden Smith has gotten way better than last year. I think he's by far better than last year because he can shoot it and he's a great point guard.
Dude, watching Fletcher Loyer and Braden Smith and even is it Sam Jones? I can't remember what Jones. Lance Jones.
I think.
But literally like watching Fletcher and Braden, they get a wide open 3 or an uncontested 3. It's like a fucking layup for them, dude. It's not missing. Even against us, like we beat them, but still, it's just layups for them. You know, those nice little threes. And Fletcher, such a smooth stroke. Doesn't even look like he jumps. It's just a nice little flick of the wrist and it's in. It's wild to me. But I mean, to me, Purdue's Purdue until they prove otherwise in the tournament. You can't say that considering they still have the same team. I mean, they're fairly old. That's not in the back of their heads, right?
No,
You
it
got-
has to be.
You got
And like
Indian,
that's the whole thing
they're
too.
thinking about them sucking in the tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, you take away because Edie's gone after this year, I believe. You take him away, I don't even know what that team's going to do. I mean, him being just a big body is just him being a big body. Again, hot take because he was the number 1 rated college basketball player last year or whatever that award is. But like, he's just big, dude. He should be able to grab every board that's possible there, and he should be able to go up and get everything else. But you disagree?
I do.
I see. I'm just not. I think.
See, he's
I don't
just
think-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
No, I'm just like he's just big, but when have you ever seen a guy who's that big who is actually that coordinated and he can like if he gets a one-on-one matchup, he makes a hook shot or like he makes his post move every time almost. Like if he's not doubled,
So,
he's making it. Like you can't stop it. I mean, I get that a lot of the reason he's good is because he's that big, but you never have players that are that big, be that coordinated, and still be skilled. And
I don't disagree, but I mean, you talk about in-state, like you think about Cockburner. I mean, that dude can play, but he's so fragile. Like,
Edie's not though. That's the thing.
and Edie's
so let me
not.
ask you this, Noah. Does Edie transfer to the NBA? Like, does his game transfer? Like, is he going to be effective in the NBA? Or is he going to be a Tyler Hansbrough type?
No, I think he can be effective. I don't think he'll ever be a star, but I don't think he'll be a bust just because he's
a big body.
He's still bigger than pretty much every NBA player. Like obviously there's a couple,
Yeah.
but like he's like 300 and some pounds. I mean,
He's huge.
he's moving
My only
anybody.
thing, and this is a different, discussion. I just was curious, because in college basketball and NBA are so different. But you got 5 guys on the floor that can take you off the dribble, shoot threes in the NBA. Every single team it seems like, and Edie can't cover a small 5. So that's where I don't see him being super effective in the NBA. I think offensively, at the same time, nobody can guard him. Because if they do have a small 5, he's just getting bucket after bucket. But I just don't see his defense translating over, so I think he's going to struggle a little bit. But Any other of those 6 games we picked you guys want to touch on besides the Nebraska-Illinois game? We'll go into that right after this, but any of those quick ones?
I mean, I guess my
Tennessee.
little caption thing is kind of
Oh, yeah.
about both of them, but we can do that after Blake talks about Tennessee because
Yeah, I think
Tennessee is legit.
Tennessee is legit. They are good.
Kentucky was my Final Four team, so that hurt to see. They're kind of
Tennessee was
lost
one of
2
mine.
games recently.
Kentucky can't.
They're good, and for some reason, I don't mind that orange and yet white combo. I think it looks good on the Volunteers, but Tennessee's they're nothing to shy away from.
They're old. I mean, between Josiah James Jordan and then they got
Josiah Jordan James.
That shoot or whatever. Yeah, sorry. But then you got how do you say his last name? The shooter, 25.
Connect. Dalton Connect. He's the best scorer in the country.
Not that one. No.
Not the one that's the best scorer in the country. Vescovy?
No. Yeah,
Santiago Vescovy.
Yeah. They've just been there for a while and they know how to win. So I think they're and I mean, of course you got Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes is a hell of a coach.
You're talking about Dalton then, though, right?
Dalton's the best scorer in the country.
Dude, he's good. He's so good.
Other than your guys' boy from Indiana State.
Our boy. Do love him.
All right, Noah, go ahead and give us your headline there for your UNC Tar Heels.
Well, only one of them is. I'll talk about UNC first, but that's the Duke sucks part because North Carolina dominated that game. I mean, obviously it was a good game, but it was never uncomfortable for North Carolina, and it just keeps reaffirming me because like I wasn't sold on them at the start of the year. They're still a little shaky, a little ways into it, but they're reaffirming my legit Final Four / championship team case. I think they could win it, but go Heels, baby.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm sold on them this year. I think they're a hell of a team.
That first part's about Nebraska, though.
All right, what twice as nice? Go ahead. Why twice as nice?
I don't have much. I don't think he has the. I don't think you have the video, but I put twice as nice on my court storming video when Nebraska stormed the court against Wisconsin again.
There you go.
It was a good week for the Cornhuskers. First of all, you beat number 6 at home. That's 2 top 6 wins, one of them being number 1 Purdue, and then now number 6 Wisconsin. Court storm, that was fun. I didn't do it this time. Sorry to disappoint you, but and then I mean you probably outplay Illinois for the most part. Your first legit game on the road, and you outplay them. You get still screwed by the refs towards the end of the second half and overtime.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they played well enough to win, but everybody was saying after the game, Nebraska is a tournament team. So
that's my half of my headline there is the Zebras. Zebras being the refs. I mean, they're tough to beat. That's why I got them greater than Bears, and you'll understand the Bear part here later. But Zebras, I mean, the Big Ten refs have been kind of a joke. I mean, they screwed. I haven't looked, crazy into it, but Northwestern shoots like 48 free throws, or Purdue shoots 48 free throws. Northwestern shoots 9, and Northwestern takes them, down to the wire there at Purdue, and there's got to be something. There's got to be some accountability, whether that's the 2-minute review or whatever they have in the NBA for the college basketball. And I'm not going to get into it too much. We're running out of time here, but we get screwed. We got a guy goes up for a dunk and literally throws it out of bounds. And why can't you look at something when there's 8 minutes left versus when it's under 2? It's just as important. I texted you guys when that happened how massive that was, because it ended up being a 3 on the other end, and they go up 6, and then we hit a 3. It's like a 6-point swing right there. So I think the refs need some accountability. But also, Noah, did you see the tweet I sent you about CJ Wilcher's non-foul?
Yeah,
Because live you wanted to call that a foul.
I mean, that's just a foul that refs call sometimes. I mean, and it's a borderline like.
I think the game running hot like that though, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
well,
I mean,
and the consistency to me throughout the game. If that's a foul, Rank Mass was shooting a free throw after he scored. I mean,
it was like they made it up like all game after teeing him up. Wisconsin.
Yeah, you saw it change.
Yeah, it was like after that, like it was like makeup call, just trying to please him, and like it just got borderline annoying because there was a couple travels that didn't even get called on the side of the court, like our side of the court, and it was just
Sam
like
Hoiberg's jump ball that was called a foul.
Yeah,
that one was big. That one was big.
No, and I'm not saying Illinois didn't get any, bad calls against them. I mean, when we stole that ball on that inbounds, I looking at it on the replay, Sam probably got away with one against Terrence Shannon there, kind of holding him on the inbounds. But it's not so much one bad call; it was the accumulation of bad calls that got me all heated up. But let's go ahead, guys. So we now have on the screen the last, what is that, eight or so games, I think is what we got left. But that's the year. Let's go ahead and let's just very, very quickly just tell me, win, loss, win, the rest of the way out for those last games. So who wants to go first? We got Northwestern on Wednesday.
I can go first.
Want to go like through the whole schedule each person, or?
Just go ahead and just. Yeah, I mean, so just game by just go. Just go. I think after our game against.
I think after our game against Northwest, after Illinois, and I think Northwestern is a very, very good basketball team this year, and we always struggle against them. And I think we only beat them by 3 at home. Oh no, it was more at 6, but. I think we come out hungry still and just have that chip on our shoulder saying that we can't win on the road. And I think we beat Northwestern, I think, in 4 quarters. I don't think we take them to OT. I think we handle them decently. And we go to Michigan. We go back home, play Michigan and Penn State. I think we beat Michigan. I think we lose to Penn State. I think Penn State is very, very good, and we're going to be on a high. And then Indiana to come follow that. The Indiana game, I think, will be pretty dang good. I don't like that. I just think since it's at Indiana, I don't think Indiana is that good this year, but we do struggle on the road. And I think coming off a loss to Penn State, we will win that game. We beat Minnesota, I believe. I think we have to beat Ohio State. Rutgers is toss-up. I don't think we ever play good against Rutgers either. So, biased fan, I think we win everything, but I think we lose to Penn State at home, and I think we win out after that.
Yeah.
I thought you said we were going to lose to Indiana, or did you say we're going to beat them?
Say that one more time.
Did you say we're going to lose to Indiana or beat them? I thought you said
we beat them, but I think we played poorly and it's close. But I think we beat. I think we win everything except we lose to Penn State. And we go.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that too much. For me, Northwestern, I think we do end up winning. We just showed that we can win on the road, and I think it'll be tough, but I think we come out playing pretty well, and I think we do beat Northwestern. It'll be tough. Michigan's just down. I think it'll be closer a little bit in the first half. Than we like it to be, just because we're coming off a high of beating Northwestern on the road. In Michigan, we might just overlook them a little bit. But we will ultimately win that. God, you guys are going to love me. Penn State, we end up another close one. End up winning that one. Beat Indiana on the road. Indiana's kind of on the downward spiral. Minnesota, we're just better with, and we're at home. Ohio State, kind of same as Indiana. We win that game too. We also beat Rutgers, and then we end up home with Michigan.
So we went out.
I think we went out. I'm not saying it's a guarantee.
It's just hard.
Obviously, there's
This
a couple
stretch of
games
games
that
is hard
scare
to
me. And
say.
it's the Indiana, Penn State, Northwestern ones are the tough ones for me. But if we take care of business on the road, I don't see us losing a home
Right,
game. So,
Noah's about to say we lose every game.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say we lose every game, but I'll just go for it. After playing well at Illinois, you got it, and then you're playing your third game, and what is that? Less than a week. It's just kind of we're gonna lose to Northwestern. I don't think there's any way we beat Northwestern on the road. They're really good at home. We'll beat Michigan at home. Pretty self-explanatory there. Michigan's not good this year at home. Can't really lose. And I'm going to carry that over to Penn State. I think, Blake, you picked the wrong one, and really mostly because we have a week off after Michigan before we play Penn State, and it's at home. Rested at home against a team that's average. I get that they're playing better now, but we'll beat Penn State. Nebraska is dog shit when they play at Assembly Hall. So we're not going to beat Indiana. I get that they're not playing well right now, and Penn State just went in there. But no, not going to win that one. We'll take care of Minnesota at home. I think we'll have a little chip on our shoulder there from what happened in the first game. Ohio State's the road game I think we get. They're reeling right now. Hot take, Chris Holtman's going to be fired after this year. He's not doing anything with really a lot of talent. I think we win that one. And then going to March, we win at home against Rutgers. We'll also have a sour taste on that one. They're just not great, and we're at home. The last one against Michigan is as close to about a 50-50 chance, I think, as you can get. Mostly because it's on the road. It's against Michigan. I'll make Brendan happy and say we win that one. But no, I
it's a morning game too, isn't it?
I think we win.
Yeah. Well, I think we got a pretty good.
We have an
pretty
easy
good,
schedule.
Chance. We got a pretty good easy schedule to get through, and
But
right now Blake's got 1 loss, Noah's got 2 losses, and I have 0 losses. Obviously, I will be wrong, but I just don't see. I see him being close, but and had we got blown out by Illinois, this is a completely different take for me. But I think we learned how to play on the road, and I think we're going to go play some not as good teams on the road, and I think we're going to find a way to win.
I don't completely disagree with really Noah's takes, and I'd take 3 losses and I'm happy. I mean, shoot, if we lose, we're on the road 4 times, we win one of those road games, lose 3, I'm content as long as they're the right ones.
That's honestly what I think is going to happen. And obviously I gave us the win against Michigan, but I think we win the rest of our 4.
We have
one
to
on the
win
road, and that's 21, which would be good.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see how this season plays out. All right, well, guys, it's Super Bowl week. We have Super Bowl Sunday this Sunday. I'm not super excited about the matchup, as you guys can tell from last podcast. Blake, obviously, with his headline, thinks highly of a certain team. Let's go ahead and let's just talk about what we see happening in the game, who we see breaking out. Who we think is going to win. Right now, the 49ers are a 2-point favorite, and the over-under is at 47.5. I'll go ahead and I'll just start quick. I think the 49ers win. I think it's close. I think the script says Chiefs. I just can't pick them. So I think the 49ers win by about 6. I'm going to call it I don't know. Maybe not 6. Let's go 30. Let's go 31-24. I think the 49ers win 31-24. But yeah, I mean, I think as long as Brock Purdy manages the game, I just don't see him losing. I think the Chiefs defense is better, but I just don't think they're going to compete with all the weapons that the 49ers have. So as long as Brock Purdy, as long as Brock Purdy does what he needs to, he'll be fine. So What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Noah.
Against all my better judgment and my heart, I have a chunk of change on the Chiefs money line because
Because there's a plus in front of it.
whenever you see Patrick Mahomes as an underdog, more often than not, you're gonna be happy if you take him.
Yeah.
Which is dumb because half the times it's Brendan's lovely zebras that get in the way of that and help him out a little bit. And that's what I think is going to happen again. I mean, the rest will come up, but I am going to go.
It's the script.
Also, I think Brock Purdy throws 2 picks. But I've got Chiefs 21-13.
I love that. I like that a lot. So I believe in the Chiefs defense this year extremely. I think that they've proven themselves, especially with what they've done. I mean, Josh Allen, he's a threat just because he can throw the ball and he can run the ball. So he's a force. But I mean, watching what they did to the MVP of this year with Lamar Jackson and kind of containing him, I think is huge.
So they play the MVP this week.
What?
They play the MVP this week. Brock Purdy, so they play this week. They didn't
play
last time.
Nope. And if they did, whatever. So I think just kind of proving what they did against Lamar Jackson, kind of containing him and not really allowing him to do much. Now Lamar Jackson's not Christian McCaffrey, and I think Christian McCaffrey's a beast. He was like in my fantasy football league, he was my number 1 pick. So I like that guy.
I mean, as long as Shanahan doesn't pull a Harbaugh and not run the ball, I think.
Yeah. I think he scores twice, and I think the game ends. I say 24-17 Chiefs.
All right. Well, based on that, sounds like we should all, except maybe me. I think you guys know what your bet is the under. Under at 47.5. Blake, yours was at 41, and Noah's yours was at 44. So I think you guys see a low-scoring game. Defense, I guess. But
34.
So the beauty of the Super Bowl. The beauty of the Super Bowl is the prop bets. So we have a couple prop bets I want to go over quick, and let's see what we pick, and we'll kind of see who's right and whatnot. So we're going to go over the coin toss. What do you guys think the coin toss is going to be? And obviously, you don't really have to say why, but if you want to. Noah, what do you think? Heads or tails? Or is it going to land straight up?
Well,
no, they do. In the Super Bowl, they don't do
heads
heads or tails. They do a team, I thought.
The Chiefs.
It either lands on Niners or it lands on Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it lands on Niners.
Okay. Who's the away team this year?
The Niners.
Yeah, the Niners wear white.
Okay, I'll take the Niners. Blake?
And I'll take the Chiefs.
All right. Next, our beautiful ginger Reba McEntire singing the national anthem, 84.5 seconds. Blake, you said the over was like plus 102, so everybody's leaning the under.
Barely, yeah. And I think I'll lead this one. That lady talks so fast, there's no way this is going over. It's going to be the under for sure.
All right. Blake takes the under. I'm going to take I'm ripping the over. There's so much value on that over. Plus, Reba's going to do something stupid in the middle of it, whether it's hold a note or what. But all right, I'm taking the over. Noah, what do you got?
My better judgment tells me to take the under because I think she sings fast, but I'm also with Brendan. I think that it always hits the over, so I'm taking the over.
Ooh, does
Yeah,
it always
well-
hit the over? Or put it not attention? Yeah, we're gonna have to start picking different ones. This one will separate it a little bit. I have not done my research on this one. Gatorade color. What is the Gatorade that's going to be tossed on our boy Kyle Shanahan?
Get lost.
No, pick a color, any color.
Both teams are red, so I'm going red.
Oh, that's safe. That's safe. Should I take the same thing?
It's your pick.
I'm gonna go yellow. Don't ask me why.
I'm gonna go purple.
Purple. Ooh. Rip. Now, why is that? Why did you choose purple? Just rolled off the tongue?
I thought about saying purple too, not gonna lie. So
I'm pretty sure that's
I
what
did
it was.
too.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was last year.
Was it?
Pretty sure.
All right. And then the hardest one to pick from. Supposedly, Blake said there's a massive favorite. First song of the halftime. What do you guys got? Yeah is the favorite. And then you got DJ Got Us Falling in Love. And then OMG. Oh, my God. And then a couple other ones after that. So, yeah, first song of halftime. I'm just going to go with Oh, My God, OMG. I don't know why. I just kind of feel Usher coming out there and going like,
It's a good start.
oh my God.
It's a good start. Yeah.
So there's value there. I'm taking it.
Brendan, are you the only one that's picked so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me I'll take DJ Got Us Falling in Love again.
Well, sounds like Blake's gonna take chalk.
I'm gonna take the favorite then. I'm gonna take the heavy favorite of yeah.
All right, so those are the prop bets. We'll kind of add that to our overall record that you guys saw earlier. Blake might end up, back to his under 500 self. I just want to go over when I was looking at these prop bets, just real quick. I want to read off some of these prop bets I saw. So there's a plus 100,000 odd prop bet that I want you guys to know about. Maybe you guys saw this on a TikTok trend, but this is something you can bet on. And it's that the game is invaded by aliens and it ends in a tie at plus 100,000 odd. I mean, there's value there. $1, throw $1 away on it. Like, come on. But yeah, so there's one of them. Another one I saw was that Travis proposes. I think that's a popular one. And I think that's one that could happen. Realistically, it's just going to be pretty somber when he's down on a knee because he's crying and Taylor thinks it's him proposing after the loss. But and then the last one that was kind of crazy was, and it was kind of funny, it was 49ers win the first half. It's kind of like one of those parlay, like all these have to hit. I don't remember what the odds were, but 49ers win first half. Usher invites Taylor Swift on stage for halftime. She sings "Shake It Off" at halftime, and then the Chiefs win. So I don't know. Who knows? Crazy what people think about and I don't know. I mean, if I'm Vegas, I'm printing these every single year because somebody's going to be stupid enough to bet $1 on something completely stupid that's never going to hit.
Free money.
And 1,000 people do it, and they just make all this.
Everyone sees sort of like you get a ton of people be like it's $1, and then all of a sudden 10,000 people do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so last but not least, I'm gonna touch here. Actually, Blake, why don't you touch on your headline real quick, since it has something to do with the Super Bowl, I presume.
Yeah, that's just gonna be this Super Bowl will equal 4 Super Bowl championships for the Chiefs. So,
all right, well, let's slide quickly by that because that's just disgusting.
You're such a hater.
we'll go ahead and go with my headline here. So you guys heard about the zebras earlier. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this media. So as you guys can see, there is the Bears portion of it. So the question is, you have a 1,650-pound grizzly bear hunting you, and you have the chance to spend $1,000 on people to help you fight this grizzly bear. What are you paying for? Who are you taking? Noah, why don't you go first?
So I am going to go with 2 leopards. So the leopard 300.
Yeah, so you're at 6.
I think that's a leopard, and then 4 wolves. The reason I'm going that way. What's that?
Nothing.
The reason I'm going that way is you got the wolves that aren't like super weak, and they're a little bit quicker. So I mean, you might have one wolf die kind of quick, but I mean, you have 4 wolves distracting the bear from all different sides, and then you got 2 leopards who, I don't know if you guys know this, but leopards have, I think, the strongest bite reflex of any of the large cats.
How the fuck do you know that?
Just my brother, National Geographic shit. But no, like leopards can like kill an alligator by just biting its neck. So I'm gonna go with 2 leopards biting that thing while the thing's trying to kill wolves. I think they can get it down. But that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean now apparently with the bite, I think maybe there's some value with the leopards, but I mean it's expensive, but I think the clear easy pick here is the gorilla. You know, the gorilla at $750.
You're
Like,
an easy pick, he says.
dude, a gorilla can damn near take on that bear by itself. I mean, that's fucking like massive being. Like nothing's stopping that. And then I still have $250 to spend with that. I mean, it's insane. Like the gorilla and the bear are gonna go at it, and the bear's gonna have to take all its time on the gorilla. Meanwhile, you got motherfucking honey badgers just nipping at its heels. Like, dude, and 40 is such a weird number too. I don't know why when I saw this, I'll take that as a 40, but I guess I'll have some to spare. Give me a wolf. So I'm at 850, and then fuck it, give me 3 honey badgers with it. I mean, honey badgers are psychotic, and I don't think anybody's stopping that. The gorilla is just a must-have in my opinion, and the fact that it's only $750, cheap.
So I guess it's me now. So as old Zach Galifianakis would say, is I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack, and I'm going to take 10 wolves with me to take on this freaking grizzly bear and take her down. So I don't think you can. You have the camaraderie. I mean, dude, you got dudes. They're all going to be together. You're not splitting them up.
You better attack like together. Otherwise, like if you aren't in sync,
dude, you got 10 wolves. You can. I'd take a dog over a cat any day. And the loyalty that they'd have for each other.
All I'm saying is my gorilla would
take that grizzly. Takes one out. Them 9 are pissed. Just saying.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I did see some comments though, and people are absolutely high on the honey badgers. Like, let me read through some of these comments. There's absolutely nothing taking on 25 honey badgers. Next one, all on honey badgers. 1 honey badger as a distraction and run away with $960. Give me 25 honey badgers, spend it all on honey badgers and run. 25 honey badgers, invest the $1,000 and drop the grizzly myself. 25 honey badgers. Dude, everybody's high on the honey badgers, man. I don't know dropping a ban on honey badgers. So everybody's taking the honey badgers. Nobody said anything about the gorillas, but yeah, just a fun little thing. Obviously my gorilla would kick anything's ass. But whatever. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that was a fun little podcast. Everybody, if you want to go ahead and look on social media for our teams and everything for the fantasy golf, and hopefully here we'll kind of have some shorts and everything for you guys, so you guys can see some more of us on social media. So, anything you guys want to say here before we head on out?
Go Huskers. Win some games.
GBR.
All right. Well, we will see you guys here in a couple weeks.